Hey guys, it's Eric Templeton with Amerititle, and for those of you who've been getting our weekly market activity report, just wanted to quickly point out a change that we've made this week, and that is that we are comparing, as we have before, the current week or the last week, so the week ended March 20th, 2021, we're going to compare with 2020 and 2019. And the reason we're doing that is that we're now getting into the 1-year anniversary of the shutdown. And so we've been discussing whether we want to compare. We've been comparing up to this point kind of weird with normal, and now we're going to be comparing weird with weird. So we wanted to add another data point so we would get the normal in there. So we're going to consider 2019 a normal year, 2020 from this point forward was kind of strange. So we'll now be looking at, for example, this week we had 189 new listings, last week I should say, which is 2% more than we did in 2020. And this is kind of before really much change. So I'd say this is the most normal week we're going to have of 2020 from this point forward. So we're 2% more, that 189, and it was 6% less than what we did in 2019. And if you look at the 4-week average, we've averaged 172 new listings, 11% less than that same period of time in 2020, and 12% less than 2019. So these, for the most part, are kind of looking similar, 2020 and 2019. But I think this point forward, we'll be seeing some differences. So I just kind of wanted to get a normal to go along with the abnormal for the comparison. So quickly, if you don't look at this every day, this summary sheet would show you new listings, what went under contract in the week, what sales closed, how many terminated, and that could be expireds, withdrawals, or terminations, and then what our current inventory is. And the inventory is broken down by what's available, meaning that there's no contract on it, or what's under contract or pending. So you can see if we list 189 and we have new contracts of 192 and some terminated as well, then our inventory is going to be less than it was before when it comes to the available inventory, because we put more under contract than we put on the market. And if any of these terminations were actually available listings, then that affects that number as well. And if we put more under contract than we closed sales, then our under contract and pending will go up, all things being equal, because we're putting more into escrow than we're taking out of escrow. So over time, those will balance themselves out. But right now we've got a lot of inventory that's pending, that's in escrow, not a lot of inventory to choose from if you're a buyer out there looking for a new home. And then all of those factors together will affect the price. The price is as high as I've seen it. So of this 110 closed sales last week, 55 of them were greater than 387,000 and 55 of them were less than 387. So that as a median price is 24% more than the same week in 2020 and 27% more than the same week in 2019. So that's the summary sheet. That's the only thing that's really changed. If you go down here, I did actually add some labels on this one here. So this is new listings in the blue, what went under contract in the gray. I've got darkened the same week each of these years. And then I plugged in kind of some of the paramount moments over the last year. So this is roughly the week of this first stay-at-home order. We all remember that. That was a year ago. Then we had the statewide mask up mandate that happened here. We had the wildfires that happened here, and we had the ice storm that happened here. And so you can see little changes. You can see not much was listed that week of the wildfires, as you might expect. This is week by week. And then this is the 4-week average that we talk about. You can see it a little bit better. And this is why I'm saying 2019 normal, 2020 not normal because of these things that were happening. So now we're comparing 2021 with the start of what was not normal in 2020 and to what would be a normal looking year in 2019. What else can I point out here? We've got newly under contract again in gray, same numbers as above with closed sales. You can see how those are reacting right now. Typically, you're going to get more going under contract to start the year, and then we close those sales more than what goes under contract to finish the year. Kind of looked like that last year, but you get these little pockets because of those events that happen. And here you can see we're starting out 2021 a little more normal with the contracts outpacing the sales at this point, the closed sales. We talked about inventory. So this is that what's available inventory and what's in escrow or pending or under contract. So right now, again, 2020 looked pretty normal compared to 19 and 18. But as we go through here, you can see that the available inventory just started to drop and never picked up in the fall as it normally does. So we'll have to see if 2021 looks more like this or looks more like this. It can't really look like this though, because there's nowhere to go really when it comes to the low inventory number of available listings. And again, I want to keep this short, so I'm going to go through this stuff pretty quickly. Last graph down here, you can see that median sale price. It's getting up there for sure. It just keeps marching along. This to me is the interesting one, and this is sales price as a percentage of original list price. So home goes on the market and then it sells. Typically in the summertime, you're a little more competitive, and so you have to go above 100%. So you're basically going to sell a home for more than it's listed for in the summertime typically, or getting close to that. And then as you head towards the winter, it goes down. Obviously last year, as we discussed, not normal. We had our events, right here that created some bumps, but it's basically just been moving up ever since COVID hit. And so right now we're approaching 103%. So that means that a $400,000 listing is probably going to sell for $412,000 on average. So something you might reference with your buyers, that's what it takes right now. Maybe it's a little bit outside of what I would consider healthy. So I like more of this 100% area. But that's where we're at right now. No inventory, a lot of buyers. So you got to get competitive on the buying side. So that's it. Didn't want to go through everything. Hopefully you've been getting this and seeing it. If not, you can contact me or any one of our customer service or business development representatives, and we can get you on the list to make sure that you're getting this report. We're doing it weekly and then also monthly, which is a different look at it, but every month you would get, and it goes back to 2005. So it's definitely a different look. This is more of a short term, looking at it week by week, going back to 2018. So that's it in a nutshell. Hopefully get to see people soon. But until then, I will see you on Zoom sometime soon, I'm sure.